Hi everybody, this is the English update coming from June 12th on Saturday. I haven't done an update in a couple of days. Yesterday was a bad day. I got diagnosed my diarrhea and problems with a really nasty bacteria. If you know anything about medical stuff, C. diff, which is just a really tough one to treat and very bad. Is only killed by Clorox on surfaces and washing your hands with soap and water. Purell doesn't do it. It's usually picked up in hospital. There isn't much going on here, so it's something that I could have picked up a long time ago, but my natural healthy bacteria has been keeping it in check. But with all the antibiotics we're on and no immune system, this one has flared up, because I was tested on the 5th for it and it came back negative. So, but it still could have been in my gut, just not overgrown. But it is now, and it causes explosive diarrhea. It's terrible. Then that just pissed me off yesterday. I was angry about that. Until I talked to so I was just pacing around and just pissed, and so I wanted to talk to the PA, and talk to him, and I was like, he said, because I was like, did I pick that up here? I've been careful. And he said, no. He said, not necessarily. I mean, maybe, but there's not a rash of it going on. So he said, no, you could have picked it up a long time ago and just could be living in your system. And now it's overgrown. All right, but they do an oral antibiotic for about 10 days to get it a specific antibiotic. So I have IV antibiotics for overall protection, and then I have an oral antibiotic for this particular, but it's hard to treat and get gone, so it can flare up again. But I was like, I don't know why this thing pissed me off more than anything. I was just mad. I told him, I said, I'm grumpy. And he said, well, you've been here like more than 2 weeks and you can't see your family or your daughter, and now you got the shits, so that's probably why you're angry. And I said, fair enough. Yeah. So yesterday I just was working through some anger because I'm pissed because I'm stuck here and I can't see my family. And I got the shits. This morning I slept a little later, which was good. I got up, I got a shower. Because I'm not on the IV too much, they can unhook me so you can see I'm in regular clothes. I knitted my first pick line cover. Sorry, that bruise is terrible. That's leukemia. Just to cover these little tubes, just to sort of hold them in place. So this is my first one. I'm making a second one. I think I'm going to make it a bit longer to see if it'll stay in place a little more, but this is fine. So that's, orange is my favorite color, so that's my first one. Also sort of holds up my bat wing skin fat there. But this morning I had a shower. That felt good. Did a great meditation. Again, I'm doing that one with Alicia Keys and Deepak Chopra. It's really been helpful. So I sort of got back to being my attitude of gratitude. Oh, that sounds so cheesy, but being grateful. My hair did start falling out today. There's a little patch here that's the grays seem to come out first, which is nice for a short time. So over the next few days I expect it'll go. I've been waiting for it to go. Honestly, I've been waiting for more severe symptoms. I feel like I've had chemo for 7 days. Shouldn't I feel like shit all the time? And talked to the doctor. I said, it kind of makes me nervous. And he said, no. He said, there are some people that sort of cruise through it okay. I did have blurry vision when I woke up this morning, which was a little scary, but that resolved within a couple of hours. I was trying to look at the board and I put my glasses on. I was like, that made no difference. I was like, oh, they're dirty. Nope, still blurry. But after a couple of hours that resolved, so that's good. So that helped. And sort of my hair falling out was a little reassuring that they actually did give me chemo and not something else, not just water. He said no. He said some people, and I'm younger than the average AML patient. The average age is like 65. It's usually in older people. So he said that, and just some people lucky and just sort of cruise through. It's not terrible. I mean, I'm always at risk because I have no immune system. I'm always at risk of a major infection popping up. But that aside, just sort of other just symptoms of the chemo and things. This bacteria that's flared up is bad, but it's, yeah. So this is good. A friend of mine who went through breast cancer said that she was told, at least I guess for her type of chemo, and I didn't ask about this, but you can sort of expect the same response on subsequent cycles, maybe more intense, but sort of the similar symptoms sort of show up a little more each time. So, and then, so I was thankful, and I didn't need blood products yesterday or today, and we realized there were a couple of things that made us think I may have had an upper GI bleed last week. I realized I did have some cramping or pain. There wasn't any pain. I'm like, well, no. Like, I was full. That was back when I was full, I was having trouble eating, and I thought, well, maybe it's just, I'm just full, and I'd have a little twinge of a cramp, but nothing significant. But I'm thinking, and I thought that was just sort of that. Sometimes that's normal for me, but I realized I haven't had it since. And so I need to pay more attention to that because we do suspect I had a little upper GI bleed, but that would explain why I needed so much blood, several days in a row, and haven't now. So that's better. That seems to have passed. They put me on an antacid or a daily medicine. I counted. I take 8 different medicines in the morning. And then I realized, so I'm stuck in the room again with that bacterial diagnosis. So I'm back in the room, stuck. So I'm glad I saw Maisie and Crystal on Wednesday, because being stuck in the room, I'm dealing with it okay. Actually, I realized I've kind of been training for that part all my life. I'm good at just sitting around watching TV. Like, I had whole summers and growing up in high school when I would just sit around and watch TV all the time. So I've kind of been training for that isolation and stay in your room and entertain yourself part. That part I'm okay at. Well, tomorrow's Crystal's birthday, so I can't see her. But if you know her personally, message her and say happy birthday, of course. So that's tough, but I'm doing this so that I can be home. We are working on getting my parents approved to travel up here in early July to be here for my next chemo cycle, because we will do another cycle, even if they said, even if I'm categorized, if some of the tests come back and make me high risk and we're going to go to a bone marrow transplant, that they would still, we'd do one more round of chemo before that could be set up and done. So they're going to come up for the month and help take care of the house and Crystal and the baby and me back and forth to the hospital and all of that. So I'll get to be at home, which is nice, but I'll also have to go back and forth to the hospital every day. After the chemo days, when they start monitoring, you can be there anywhere between 1 hour and 8 hours, depending on what you need and what's going on. So that's a lot of variability with the baby. So having my parents here, somebody that can, drive and pick me up, or take me or stay with the baby so Crystal can come or whatever, that will help. And, I'll get to see them. I miss them. So we're working on that. We've submitted the paperwork. We have to ask permission for them to come, sort of compassionate care, and so we're working on that, and that should work out. So my hair, did I say my hair's starting to fall out? Started falling out. Yeah, that made me feel a little better that they actually did give me chemo. Yeah. So I'm knitting and watching TV and dancing around to wiggle my bum and doing meditation and yoga. Doing yoga again tomorrow with my friend who is so generous with her time because she's busy in her life. So, everybody has just been, again, supportive, and I am just grateful for that. And I'm sure I'll go through more angry days and sad days coming, but I'm keeping on, one day at a time, just to see So this is cycle day 16. So I'm probably halfway through now. At least generally by day 30, my numbers should be back up, and if not, they're starting to like test and figure out what's going on. So this was a 10-minute update. Sorry. Okay. All right. Thanks everybody for your support. I hope you're doing okay. This was a gift from a friend who brought me some crafts and this is the only kind of flower that I can have in my room. So my little orange is her favorite color as well, which is it should be. So I can turn it towards me here and then in bed when I'm sitting in bed. So thank you to everybody. All right. Love you guys. Bye.